Hey guys, Zen here. This is THPS1 Beta. Old Beta, not the new one. The new one pretty much has nothing different with THPS1 now, except for a few small things. This one is entirely different, and it's why I want to show you it. Let's start off with the skaters. We have Tony Hawk, we have Bob Burnquist, we have Geoff Rowley, we have Bucky Lasek, we have Ched Muska, we have Ched Muska, we have Ched Muska, we have Ched Muska, and we have Ched Muska. And then we have Tony Hawk again. We'll be playing as him for the first level, which is the school. Now, the school is not that different, although you can see this is different, but the school isn't that different. It's not, like, really that different at all. The first thing you might have noticed is these rings that are around here. Those are the points, and they do work. You do get the points. You do get the 100, the 200, and 500 points. However, oh, by the way, there's fans here now. Before, in the actual final release, the fans are gone, but here, they're there. And there's no railing here, so you do have to make this jump, which is actually not that hard to begin with. And of course, tape is there, but it's slower than before, so you have to just write it down. Another thing that's different is the skate letters, because while this is different looking, the way it works isn't at all different, and for the most part, their placements they haven't changed much. I'll tell you this though, this big building that was here before, gone. It's just a big open area with a sewer there. There is no building. And there's also no music video anywhere there, but there are two tapes. The second tape is actually up here. You just have to just jump up here and boom, you got it. Yeah, that was a second tape. But yeah, the skate letters, they've changed their positions. They are actually completely different. Before, you already knew where they were, like S was going to be on the rail, and, you know, K would be at that one spot, and but here they're completely different. And by the way, the tables do nothing. They're just something you can grind on. There are no goals, basically. You can get tapes, you can get points, you can get the skate letters, but ultimately, it's all pointless. Here is A, and by the way, the skate letters are actually smaller than they were before, and they're actually a bit more difficult to get because of how small they are. You need to be a lot more precise. And I'm not even kidding when I say the placements of all the skates is completely different and out of ordinary. Anyway, there is a little thing here where it's kind of hard to bail in this game. Well, because it's a beta, but it actually is sort of hard to actually bail in this. If you're going like kind of sideways, you'll land all the time. You won't fall off. And that's kind of awkward, but compared to one specific level, it is not that very awkward at all. Anyway, I'm trying to look for the rest of the letters, which I know where one of them is, but I want to get that last, because the first one I get is the S. And the S is not on the rail, because it's in a different spot. It's actually on the roof, because there is a little bit of a change on the roof as well with the fans. There is this gap that's just right there for no reason. That gap. You take a grind here and then you make a jump. And that's how you get it. That, I'm pretty sure isn't in the game. Anyway, the inside of this place where the basketball crap is no different. And now I have the skate letters, which do nothing, do not give you a tape, and do not give you any kind of bonus. Oh, and by the way, if you put your special meter full, you'll start glowing. That lets you know. Anyway, there's a few options here. Replay highlights, retry and exit. Replay lets you play the entire thing from beginning to end. Replay highlights gives you the highlights of the replay. Retry is the thing, and exit, you exit the level. Now, There is a bit of a problem. I tried restarting, but then the game crashed, so I had to restart the game. But here's a big glitch you can do that's not on the actual game. You can grind on this wall. You can't grind anywhere else except this specific wall. Now, obviously, this is not in the later beta, and this is not in the actual game. But if you grind and don't jump, you will get stuck in motion, go through the floor, and you can still move around doing spins and getting a big combo. Yes, this happened, and you can keep this happening, and you will be teleported back up to the very top of the skybox. Yeah, if you touch the very bottom of the skybox, you get teleported. So, that's something. But then I grinded for no reason at all, and I bailed. But guess what? I kept falling. And I was stuck like this the entire time. Yes, I was stuck like this. And I kept going through the floor no matter what. There was no way out of this, and there was no way I could recover myself at all. I had to accept this and just keep falling. I can even have my Tony Hawk here just spin around like an idiot. Tony's dead. Tony's dead. Tony's dead. Tony got dead. Dead in the head. But yeah, I won! Yeah, it doesn't go on an infinite loop. But there is another thing. There's actually a two-player version of the school. But there's a problem, and I'll be explaining it later on where I actually do show the two-player version. The problem is I can't get into this level, and I have to show another person's video. As you see, it's not really that different, but a good part of the place is cut out by a gigantic wall, and that's about it. Oh, and the background's gone, so it's all white, and some of the placements are different, sort of. But yeah, nothing too big. Anyway, time for the next level, which we'll be playing as Bob Burnquist, who is now the roster man. And you just saw the roster man before, so I got rid of the little secret to it. But you get to see him when I play Downtown, the beta version of Downtown, in fact. So, what's different from the Downtown version, the beta? Well, here's the roster man. The first thing you'll notice is that I can't grind on that. I'm unable to grind on that fucking thing. I don't know why. Second thing you might notice is that S and K are pretty much exactly the same, but the water fountain does not work. You might also notice that if I do a little flip, a certain flip in fact, he does not have any animation. You'll also notice there's no signs. Like I said, that doesn't really happen. But you want to know where the E is? Well, the grind that where the E is isn't there. The E is right up there. Yeah. There is no railing on top of this place. I'll take the... You see that? There's no railing. You have to do that jump for the E. And guess what? That letter that's supposed to be there, the T or something, not there either. And guess what? This place is drastically different. The background is now all bricks. There's no railing, and there's only one bonus. It's also this area. This area is not in the full game. I checked. You can find a T here, and this is a parking lot, but it is not in the final game. This is a cutout area. You want to know where the final level of the A is? Oh, the A sucks so bad. But here you can see that things are different. There's now arrows here, and there's no lighting, and of course, there's no rails, and there's no, well, there is windows. It's fine. There wasn't any. The mirrors, the windows here actually act kind of differently, but I'll show you that next time in the next run. Right now, I'll show you the tape. Easy. and the top here is no different. In fact, I can literally say that it's the same thing. Oh, and the taxi's here too. You can still get hit by the taxi. You can't do the gap though. I'm a bit disappointed you can't get through the gap. Anyway, I will show you how to get the skate ladder that one anyway. But again, there is no point to getting the skate ladder in this. Like, you don't get anything for it. But yeah, I want to show you all the animations the Rasta Man has. As you can see, he pretty much has almost every single animation that the skaters should have, except for one. If you try to do a flip, the up arrow flip, I forgot the name of it, the impossible, something like that. If you try to do that flip, he doesn't have any animation. He has animation for every other single trick, even the hard grabs, and even the hard flips. But when you try to do the basic flip, there's one basic flip. He just one frame animation, and he looks like he actually like jumps off into a different plane of existence. Like right there, he stretches. That was the 360 shover. That's the thing. Yeah, he just stretches when you do that. He doesn't have an animation. It's weird. But anyway, let me show you how I actually get the skate, like the skate shit. Like, these windows here, you can break them, and they have a weird thing about them. But anyway, the skate, the A is right there. The A is... That is such a hard jump. It might not look like it to you, but it's a really difficult jump to make. And that jump in the actual version only gets you like a fucking one bonus, and that's it. So, yeah, I don't like this downtown, to be honest. I don't like the placement of some of these things, and I'm glad it was changed. But it's just, I do wish they kept that parking lot bit there. I do wish they kept that, because that actually seems like something that should be in this level. Like a parking lot area. That should be in this game. But it was cut out. So I feel like we missed something really good, but oh well. That was downtown for you. And the next thing I want to show you is Chicago. Yeah, I want to show you the Chicago area, and I'll be doing it off Volley, which is called the skate park, but I'm calling it Chicago because fuck you. Anyway, when it comes down into this area, it's actually absolutely no different to the original area. The only difference is you can't go on that one spot there, so you can't do the whole gap thing. There might be a few little weird things going on, and of course there's no movies, it's just this weird background. But for the most part, everything is exactly the same. And then all of a sudden the game crashed while I was skating around here. So I decided to show the 2-player. And this is what it looks like. And believe it or not, here's the reason why I can't do the beta school in 2-player. Because in order to do that, you need to get really lucky and somehow like play that level. However, there is no choices, and this is all I could do. When it came to 2 players, this is all I could do. Like, I'm not even kidding here. This level is the only level I can play in 2-player mode. And the reason for this is because of the fact that you cannot select any levels. It just jumps you straight to this every time. And once again, I went sideways and I still landed. Anyway, you can play through 2-player mode without the need of a second player. Because your two-player partner is just gonna go back and forth, and you can bash into him and make him like get knocked down and all, which is fun. But yeah, there's nothing different. It's literally the same exact level as the actual version that we all know. It's a bit more polished than this. That's about it. Oh, you can go for that too. That's a nice feature. Anyway, the next thing is Bucky Lasik in Downhill, which appears in a later Tony Hawk game, but it's not Pro Skater. But for here, it only appears in this Tony Hawk Pro Skater level, so you might as well check it out. Now, this downhill and that downhill are completely different, but still I want to show you it anyway. So you start off here, and the first thing you might notice as you're going down here is it's a big way down, and there's a tape. And you're like, oh cool, a tape. Wow, that was really easy. I can't believe there was actually a tape here. Ooh, another tape, and another one over there. Oh man, I'm so glad this game is like feeding me these tapes and then just glitching me onto that one. Oh, a tape, and another tape, and another, and another, and another, and another, and another. Why are you giving me so many tapes, game? What have I done? What have I done to deserve this game? Why are you giving me so many tapes? This is more than 5 tapes. Come on. This is up. Oh god. I can't handle this. It's too many fucking tapes, man. Stop with the fucking tapes! Yeah, you get the idea now, don't you? There is literally about... how should I put it? How about 30 fucking tapes? Yeah, it's about that much. There's a lot of tapes that are just randomly placed here for no reason. And I have the feeling they forgot to even put in the points thing instead of the tapes. So they just put a bunch of tapes here. But that is nothing compared to this weird fucking token that's just right out of reach that says SK. What the fuck is that? What's SK? What does it do? What is its purpose? Why is it here? I don't know. And I can't get it either. It's so far up in a way that the only way I can think of getting it is if I use cheats. Oh, and by the way, we have restart things. We can choose where we want to start. And we can choose here, out of the very beginning, we can go into a warehouse, which also does not appear in this fucking main game when it was released. However, it does appear in a later Tony Hawk game that I just forgot the name of. Fuck. But this is basically the early design of that level. It will get used. It gets used in a later game of Tony Hawk. It's just not used in Pro Skater at all, unless Pro Skater 5 has a downhill level, in which case then it becomes part of Pro Skater. But until then, no. But yeah, that token. What does the SK token do? There's this little thing here so you can get the speed and all you can get, but it's basically impossible even when I tried. Like, I almost reached it, but I can't because it's too far fucking up. So, I don't know if you can, I don't think there are any cheats in the beta version. I think they only implemented that shit in the actual finished product. But yeah, that token, I have no idea what it does. I have no idea if you can get it. And if you bail on these fucking bridges here, you will just like land on them instead. Anyway, here's the warehouse. And luckily, in this entire area, there are no fucking tapes. Oh, thank fuck there are no tapes. They went overboard with the tapes in this entire fucking level, and I don't know why. But this area is pretty barren, and has no purpose anyway, so whatever. That's it for downhill. So what's next? Well, the next thing I wanted to do was, well, the mall. And it has a bit of a problem. For the most part, the start is almost no different, except for that. I don't know what happened there. There's some weird things going on with the ramps, but yeah, it's no different. Even the ST, even though it's a bit smaller. But then you get to here, and all of a sudden, okay, I should explain what I'm talking about. Oh, by the way, Kayla's in a different spot, and there's no windows, by the way. Tape's still in the same spot, but the car is different, and I fucked up. Here's what I'm about to say. Oh, by the way, there's no shop here. That's not even added until later on. What happened was, there would be this black fucking wall right at the start. And the reason for that is, the level is still loading. Yes. The level is still loading. And it's so fucking weird. I have no idea why. I have no idea why this happens. But it's so awkward. Anyway, that E is bullshit, so I'm not even going to bother. I'm not going to bother getting the skate, but there is a tape. There are 2 tapes as far as I know. But yeah, if you go through there, automatically ends you. But yeah, there's a few differences with the skate loads except for S. There's no windows. There's still no gaps. A good majority of this level is already done, as far as we know. There's some weird fucking glitches going on with the loading and all. There's 2 tapes. There's no shop. That's called Victoria's Secret. I don't know why. And these escalators, they are stuck. And I can go through them for the A. I don't know why that was there, but there is an A. And if I go into this, there's a bonus. The T, and this is one of the reasons why I don't want to bother. The T, and there's a window, doesn't do anything. The T is right there. You can't make that one little jump that you can make. You can reach it if you make a specific jump and you have the speed and the time. But yeah, I don't bother. I tried here, but I just don't give a shit. So I'm sure you can get skate here, but I stopped trying because it does nothing. There's no point to getting skate. You don't get anything for it, and there's nothing special about it. So, and by the way, here's that glitch. It's just a wall because the fucking level has not finished loading. I have no idea why this happens, but it happens. Like it happened before, at the very beginning. And it's so awkward. But yeah, there's another level. There is another level. This level is called the, what was it? The concrete level? Concrete test? I was gonna do it with a random, like, character like Jamie Thomas, which is just gonna be Muska. But yeah, classic concrete. I was gonna do this level and show you it, but, then the game crashed on the loading screen. It can't load this level. So, I had to resort to using that person's video again. With Bucky LASIK, here's Classic Concrete, the terrain test, and it literally is a terrain test. It basically tests how all the terrain works, all the sounds for it, and if you look into the distance, you can find the video thing around. Just floating, basically. And you can't go outside, it just bumps you right back. So that's about it. Nothing too interesting about this. but it's there just for testing. But that's not the only thing that tests. There is a test level, which you can only get and play if you're playing the patched version of this beta. Because if you play the older beta and it's normal, you are not going to get this level. This level pretty much, I guess, tests out the models of everything you can make, and of course the skaters. And I guess also tests like the gravity and all that shit. And of course the physics. But the weird thing is that the way it works that you can't grind, but you can ride on anything. And bailing is very difficult unless you fuck up your trick. But not only that, you can go upside down. Yes. You can literally go upside down for no reason. Right there you just saw it. But I'm gonna go fully upside down. I'm literally going to go 180 on this motherfucker and just defy gravity as Tony Hawk. I mean, you already defied gravity to 900, but now he is literally defying gravity. Holy fuck, he is upside down. Fuck you, gravity. I am Tony Hawk. And you can go through things too. This place is so glitchy. But it's so awesome. It's so much fun to skate around and be an idiot here. It just sucks you can't grind, and it sucks that it's so fucking bland. Everything is only one material. Like, at best. But yeah, that was the test level. And to be fair, this is actually very cool. And there is a bit of like missing materials here and there, but yeah, I actually liked it a lot. I mean, it's just a test level to test out a few really basic things, but there you go. Anyway, the next thing I want to show you involves another level that I can indeed play. I'll be doing everything with... I'll be doing this with the Vasta. This would be the Freeway. This would end up in Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2's files in the PC version, but you have to hack that in. Otherwise, you can play this in the beta, in the Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 beta. It only has one thing, and that was that. And it's just this big area of floating roads, an unfinished building with the pipes and shit, and a whole barren fucking area with some porta potties in certain places and these machinery that you can ride on like you were playing the test level. And you can go through them too. Like, this is one of those infamous levels, but only infamous for the community of Tony Hawk Pro Skater because of the fact that, just look at this. If this was an actual finished level, you know, this would be very barren, and it would be like some kind of area where you can like practice or some shit, like some kind of training area at best. Unless there was going to be more, which right now there is nothing. You can't even ride on those and get back up there. It is impossible to get back up on those roads. You would have to restart the entire track. And lastly, there are no restart points. If you go and try to restart, it restarts you right back to where you started. There's no other spots here. So, yeah. Very barren and, quite frankly, very boring. But that's not all. Oh no, there is more. There is more. There is actually a few more I can show you. The next level is... it's a fun one. It's Roswell. Now you already know about the tournament, the final tournament, Air 51 Well, this one has absolutely no lighting. The texture is very generic. But the background is actually close to being the same. And some of the alienized things here are also pretty close to being the same. But again, there is no lighting I mean, yeah, there's shadows on me, but the entire place is lit up like a fucking sun. Even the insides are lit up like hell. It just looks so ugly, but so cool. And by the way, everything does not have its actual textures, so it pretty much uses textures it already has currently. Like having the ramp textures on the UFO. I don't know why. But there it is. And of course, you can try and do the whole, the little gap trick we did back in Roswell, but there's no point. Don't bother. But yeah, it is really cool to see, like, how different this whole entire beta is compared to the main game. And then you see levels like this, and it's like, it's almost done. It's almost finished. When you look at it, and you look around through it, you can see the materials aren't there and all, but you can tell that the level itself is pretty much done. And it's pretty damn impressive. This goes to show you how much work was put into this, and how much the beta testers really tried to look for those glitches. Anyway, there's one more thing you can actually do. You can go outside of this area. You can literally go outside of this level. Now, how? How exactly do you go outside? Because there's this big wall here, and there's no fucking way you can do it. Oh, and you can't, like, know if you're going to bail or not, because the way the grinds work is kind of weird. But how are you supposed to get outside here? I don't know. I don't know how I did it. But I got lucky, and I don't know if you can do the same thing as me. But what I did was, I had to land here. I had to land here specifically. And how did I do that? Well, I tried running the walls first, trying to see if there's any kind of like gaps or something that I could just slide in through. There wasn't. There wasn't any in here, which I shouldn't really be going under, should I? I don't think this little spot here is actually in the full game. But yeah, I tried like moving around on the wall and such, and the only thing I could think of was jump off this ramp right into a wall. And guess what? It worked. I went through the platform, and I got outside. I have no idea how I did it, but I got to see the outside, and I did make a save state here, which sucks, because I could have been able to just go around here and show you more of the outside. But fuck. I want to show you these things though, that the trucks here, these vans, they're literally just glass that glitches and disappears and shit. And there's also bits of the land that you can literally go through. There is no collision of some of the fucking floor here. It's so weird, but so amazing. If anyone else can figure out a way to get outside, please let us know. Anyway, here's level I am unable to actually play. I don't know why it's not here, but this is Suburbia, the beta streets. There is barely anything of Suburbia inside this level. You can tell it's like a small bit of it, like it's actually where the donut shop is and all. But the majority of this area is just so unfinished. There are so many bits and pieces missing. So many buildings just turn into glass, and some of the floors turn into glass too. There's not much you can actually like check around here, and it's not really that great or interesting. But there is an alien fucking material there, and I have no idea why. And also, you might notice that the person who did the video has no timer going down. I have no idea how he did this. I would like to know, and I would like to know what copy of the fucking beta he has, because yeah, it's a lot more better than my beta, because you actually get everything. And I wanted to show you guys everything, but I couldn't, because the fucking... Yeah, for the most part, it's mostly unfinished. And there's actually another character that I can't play called Baggy Clothing Guy. I don't even know how to get this fucker played. I know how to get Rasta. There's a patched version for that. I do not know how to play as Baggy Clothing Guy. I am fucking dumbfounded at how he was able to get this guy played. But bravo. In the description is a link to the video and a link to his channel. Go check that out for his little shit about the beta. It's great. Like, honestly, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed watching it. I enjoyed his video. And I'm sure he has many other videos that are really good. I would suggest checking them out. I hope he doesn't mind that I use this video in my video. I'm sure he doesn't really mind, because I'm giving him some fucking, like, you know, some support on his channel. Anyway, it's now time for the final level, which is Downhill Jam, and for some reason, select levels highlights when you select that. This level is pretty much almost no different. I say almost because there is one big fucking part of it that's different. And there are also a few other differences as well. The big fucking part is where the tape is. Oh, and these boxes are just blocks. But yeah, this spot here is completely different. This is nothing like the actual thing. You're just going around skating, and you make the big jump, and then it's just this. And that's it. Then you make a jump down here, and you go down, and then you make this jump over here, and you got it. There's no valves, there's no water. A lot of the material is the same. And this spot here is really awkward to get in the grind on. At one point, I was actually riding the wall. Yeah. But for the most part, it's no different. Now, if you bail outside and into the water, it ends you. It doesn't, like, do a bail thing and put you, like, teleport you back somewhere. No. It ends you. I have no idea what just happened there. But if you fall down here, the same thing happens. You can't bail outside, which kind of sucks. But hey, it's pretty good. And there's a lot of spots for you to check out. There's even a 2-player start, which just puts you a bit more to the left. And if I go to the ending, I actually have one more thing to show you. There's water here, but you can also go outside the level and over here. This area is pretty cool, but if you get down too far, you'll get stuck. And if you go to a certain part, it just ends you like you bailed. But yeah, that was Downhill Jam, and that was the Tony Pro Skater older beta. There is a newer beta, but it's the same, almost the same as the actual game, so I'm not going to show you it. Anyway, that's actually it for Tony Pro Skater 1. That is all I can show you. There is literally nothing else to Tony Pro Skater 1. Every other version of this game is pretty much the same as the actual normal PS1 version. So that's it. Next time will be Tony Pro Skater 2, which will be playing the PS1 version of that. But for now, it's time to say goodbye to Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 by having Tony Hawk jump into a dumpster and then just stay there for the rest of his life. Yep. I'm sorry, but you can't 900 your way out of this, Tony. Thanks for watching. See you in Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2.